What if you have a lot more power, a lot more say than you've ever believed? When it comes to your health, this is something it took me more than a decade to learn and really figure out. For a long time, I thought that nutrition was the biggest reason that I've been able to get rid of all of my MS symptoms, almost 9 years symptom free. And I thought the nutrition was the only thing there. And it was actually Amanda, my spouse, who brought to my attention, like, it was a lot of it was my determination. And when you look at health challenges, going to the medical route, that's the way that I went initially. And every appointment I went to, every session I had with a doctor, every check in, I left feeling more in fear than when I went in there. And what I didn't connect with at the time, and it's not uncommon. And if this is something that you've experienced as well, it's just an understanding shift to realize that fear is like the lowest possible level of vibration when it comes to frequency and energy that's possible. And so a body that's in a place of fear is in a stress state. And in a stress state, healing doesn't happen. And so using your mindset, using your unconscious mind is one of the most amazing things that we're able to do when it comes to health stuff. I've worked with clients who have autoimmune, lots of different autoimmune stuff. I've worked with lots of MS clients as well. I've worked with women with hormones. And ultimately, when we can tap into our unconscious mind and realize just how much it can do for us, it's amazing. I remember when I was in nutrition school and we had one class that some people were like, it's too woo. They weren't interested in it. And I was very much intrigued because why not believe that what you believe is something that you can create? How many times have you been in a situation where you think, "Oh, you expect the worst and the worst shows up." Well, what if I could expect the best and the best shows up? And so the class was Psychology of Disease, and I found it fascinating. This is one of the books that we read, Bruce Lipton by Biology of Belief. And in this book, he talks about how there was a time, there was studies that were done years ago where there were men that went in and had knee problems. And so they went into the surgeon thinking they were getting knee surgery to fix this knee problem. And what the surgeons did is they made incisions on the patient's knees and then stitched them up. And so they had scars that looked like they'd had knee surgery. Everything else, because they were out and they not awake for the situation. And so they woke up and they thought they'd had knee surgery. And miraculously, their knee problems were gone. No surgery was done other than the incisions that made them believe that they'd had knee surgery and the knee problems were gone. And so if we can use our unconscious mind to tap into the belief and understanding and expectance that we're going to get healthier and then we get healthier, how is that a bad thing? That's what I really liked about Psychology of Belief and about this book as well, is many people will say, "Oh, that's a placebo effect." A placebo effect has no symptoms, no side effects. If it can leave you feeling healthier and all you had to do was tap into the belief that you were getting healthier, I'm in for that. I'm up for that. I went through many years of taking the medication and having side effect after side effect and never really getting better. But if we can understand that our minds are one of the most powerful things that we have when it comes to getting healthy, it's pretty amazing if you think about it, right? And so if you expect every day I'm getting healthier and healthier, and then that starts to happen, amazing. Awesome, keep going. I have one gentleman, he's not officially a client, but we've had a couple conversations. And weeks ago, we had a chat, and one of the things that he said, we were talking about disability and potentially going on disability, and also that he wanted to spend more time with his daughter again. And I asked, "What do you need to do for that to be the case?" And he's like, "Well, I'd have to get healthy." I said, "Okay. So, what's something you could say to yourself every day that would encourage your body to start getting back to the place of health, to getting healthier?" And he said, "Well, every day I'm getting healthier and healthier." And he's been repeating that to himself day after day. I don't know how many times a day, but daily for weeks now. And he called me or messaged me this week and shared a story about how he went and got the results back from his MRI and there is no new sign of disease showing up in his tests. Every day, I'm getting healthier and healthier. So if you're in a place where you're looking to improve something in your life, what if you change the way you think about it? Our minds, we have a reticular activating system, it's called, or the RAS. And essentially, it's looking to prove the things that you think about the most. So when it comes to health, if you're thinking about and worrying about, which I used to do in the past after being diagnosed with MS, I would go on and I would Google symptoms and I would look up the things that could happen. And so when I was spending my time and energy focusing on what I didn't want, I kept getting what I didn't want. When you start to shift that perspective, focus on what you do want, then your mind will work with you to start to produce and create more of what you do want. Ultimately, you have more power than you've been led to believe. And it all starts with your thoughts. Thoughts create feelings, feelings create actions, and actions create results. This is similar to the story of cause and effect. So many people who are dealing with health problems, again, this was me in the past, live in the effect side of things, live in the current circumstance. My belief was I have MS. This sucks. This is just the way it is. There is nothing I can do about this. That is living in the effect. But what if you could live in the cause side of things? Because the cause creates the effect, not the other way around. Living in the circumstance and thinking like, well, this sucks. My health is terrible. There's nothing I can do. Thoughts create feelings, feelings create actions, actions create results. As you start to swim upstream and start taking a look at the thoughts and feelings that you're having, this is where we can start making changes that ultimately are going to give you a different outcome. As Albert Einstein said, you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. If you want a different result, you need to start doing different things. And the actions start with thoughts. How can you change what you're thinking about to focus on what you do want and then allow that RAS, that reticular activating system, to go to work for you to prove and show you evidence of the thoughts that you're thinking about? You can change your results. You can change your outcome. You can change your circumstance. It starts in the mind. It starts in your unconscious mind. If you think about it, our unconscious mind controls our breath rate. It controls the temperature of our body. It tells our heart to beat every single time it beats. It tells our lungs to breathe every single time we breathe. It's more connected to the functioning of our entire body than we give it credit for. And so, if it can do all of those things without us having to consciously think about it, why can't it also help us move towards getting healthier? It's actually the control center of health regulation in your body, I believe is this quote that I heard. But if our unconscious mind, imagine if you had to think about it every time you took a breath, like when you were sleeping, you consciously had to think about it. It wouldn't be a very good sleep. Or if you had to think about getting your heart to beat every time it beats, you don't have to do that. And so that's where things like hypnosis, NLP, or really neuro-linguistic programming, NLP stands for, are very beneficial in terms of getting us back to a place of health because we can change the programming that's going on in our unconscious mind to get it to a place where it is starting to work us towards and move us towards better health. Like I said, I've been symptom free, no medication, no medical intervention for almost 9 years with MS. Yes, I make different choices than I used to in the past when it comes to the things I do, the people I surround myself with, the foods that I eat, the things that I consume through my eyes as well. It's not just going to be the things you consume through your mouth, but all of these are very important. And ultimately, changing perspective in terms of mindset was a really big one too. When I had a friend say to me years ago, I was raising money for the MS Society, and ultimately that's when I was still in the stage of my journey where I was waiting for something outside of me to come rescue me, to come and save the day. And what I hope I leave you with today is that you have everything you need inside of you to get to a different place. That could be in health, relationships, work, in any situation, it's up to you. It's up to the unconscious mind, and it's up to your actions and how you show up in the world. So I was in this place where I was expecting medicine to come and save me, to come and rescue me. And I asked a friend to sponsor me for the MS bike ride, and she said, "You know they're never gonna come up with a cure, right?" And that was like a slap in the face at the time. I thought, "How could she say that to me?" But it was also the exact wake-up call that I needed, because I left that, went home, thought about it, and realized, "Holy crap, she's right." All of this time, I've been putting my power in someone else's hands. I've been handing it over, and I need to take responsibility. And when I started to do that, that's when I took my power back. And that's what I help clients do. That's why I've created Rewrite Your MS Story, because this is a journey where we can go on this mission together to help you see just how much you're power or capable of, to take your power back and see how much you're capable of in terms of your health, in terms of getting better, and in terms of getting to a place where you want to be. And all of that starts inside. And so if this is something that you're interested in, send me a DM. I have started a priority waitlist for this program. We're going to start in a few weeks. And the objective here, again, is to help you realize that through the power of your unconscious mind and making some tweaks and adjustments in the things you think about, your actions change, your beliefs, and everything will shift from there. And it's pretty magical what you can do. So I am Kate from Align Natural Health. I don't think I said that at the beginning. I'm Kate McDowell. If you're interested in learning more about Rewrite Your MS Story and want to check out the priority wait list, send me a DM and I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you. Let's talk about what's going on with you. What are the goals that you want? What's getting in your way? And how I can help you move towards better health. I will talk to you soon and have a great day.